Hello all, I am Mrs. Gloria Jimmy Christabel, Assistant Professor, Department of Biochemistry, PV Vanya Perumal College for Women, Virudhunagar. This e-lecture is going to educate you about the importance and benefits of organic livestock farming. Organic. Organic is the term that reflects something very close to nature, ethics and tradition. It generally involves the principles that generate or produce quality crops and livestock, especially they are coherent with environment. Organic farming is a holistic production management system which promotes and enhances agrosystem health, including biodiversity, biological cycles, soil biological activity. Organic livestock farming promotes the use of organic and biodegradable inputs from the ecosystem in terms of nutrition, organically grown, good quality of food and species-specific diets. In terms of animal health means good management, prevention and stress-free environment. Animal housing and breeding means animals should not be caged, tethered or confined in buildings. Clean bedding should be provided. Natural light is very important and choosing adaptable breeds. Organic livestock farming also promotes, it avoids the usage of synthetic inputs like drugs, feed additives, and genetically engineered breeding inputs. Principles of organic livestock farming includes farming land-based activity, good animal health and welfare, optimization rather than maximization of the production, lower stocking densities. For establishing ideal organic livestock farm, these conditions should be fulfilled. Geographical location of the farm to be established is of prime importance. Access to shelter and water resources for the animals is very important. Mix of grassland, cereal crops and other arable crops. Separate calving and lambing pens. Self-contained flock or herd, mix of livestock species, good nutrition supply and fiber to ruminants, good livestock infrastructure, trained and experienced stockman. Why we go for organic? Because it holds consumer benefits, producer benefits, environmental benefits, economic and social benefits. How? Consumer benefits includes food safety and public health issues. Use of dioxin in feed and growth hormones creates health issues. Chemical residue free production as there is of no use of synthetic inputs in terms of allopathic drugs, fertilizers, herbicides and pesticides. Less antibiotic resistant bacteria is involved via minimum usage of antibiotics. For example, E. coli 157H7 infection. So it produces very little amount of dangerous infection, better taste and longer shelf life with low level of nitrates, high amount of antioxidants. So producer benefits are lower input costs, depends least on off-farm inputs, feed and manure from farm itself, disease and drought resistant species, more use of plants and animals that are better adaptable to changing climatic conditions and existing disease threats. Added value as the health conscious and more consumers are ready to pay higher prices for organic. Better health and productivity is of very important in case of organic livestock farming. So reports of decreased disease related issues has been seen, increased reproductive performances and less production diseases. Mean incidence of some animal health disorders parameters such as organic conventional milk fever, mastitis, retained placenta, ketosis, hoof disorders has been greatly reduced when organic livestock farming is followed. So environmental benefits include soil conservation, more organic content in soil. It maintains soil cover, prevents soil erosion, water pollution is very less due to the usage of very less synthetic substances and chemicals and less leakage of these substances into the water ground. climate friendly, especially this we have to consider rearing the livestock farming in organic means it is climate friendly, less emission of GHGs like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide and methane. Nature protection and biodiversity conservation is highlighted here for success against crop failures. Organic farming and organic livestock farming relies on biodiversity. No genetically modified organisms are allowed in the case of organic livestock farming. Next, coming to the social and economic benefits, employment opportunities, it increases from 10 to 20%. More labor needed in organic farming. Labor welfare includes reasonable wages, safe and healthy working conditions, promised food security. Rural farmers can become self-sufficient as organic farming requires less inputs. Animal welfare is met out as animal welfare is an important issue in organic livestock farming. Organic livestock and animal welfare not only means absence of animal sufferings but should include greatest possible accord between the innate nature of animal and conditions provided. Opportunity to express natural species specific behavior that increases quality of life. And the third is nature and integrity respected in breeding and reproduction as well. Regulations and key considerations in organic livestock farming. It includes animal management, conversion periods, animal origin, breeds and breeding, animal nutrition, veterinary medicine, mutilations. So, and in animal management, harmonious relationship between land, plants and livestock is maintained. Respect for physiological and behavioral needs of the animals is met out. Feeding of good quality, originally organically grown feedstuffs, sufficient free movement, fresh air, water, feed and natural daylight is met out. Access to pastures and to areas that will provide shelter and protection from temperature, rain, etc. is met out. Conversion periods. So, conversion periods is an interim period that is required by a farm to change from conventional into organic. So, the principle of conversion period is change from conventional to organic production. It requires a conventional period to develop natural behavior, immunity and metabolic functions. Primary focus is to establish crop rotations, ensuring soil fertility and animals are fed in organic rations. So, animal product can be sold as organic only when animals and land have met all the appropriate established conversion requirements. Based on this certification of conversion period, a farm can be fully organic or in split production. Conversion of existing farms into organic requires the conversion period as per the purpose of rearing. For example, meat 12 months, dairy 90 days and eggs 42 days. Animal sources or origin standards which is required for organic livestock farming includes animals should be raised organically from last trimester of pregnancy from birth. Conventional animals can be bought into organic only when they have attained the age as 2-day-old chicks for meat production, 18-week-old hens for egg production, 4-week-aged dairy calves that have received colostrum and fed diet consisting of full milk. Breeds and breeding general principles includes breeds chosen should be adaptable to local condition. Breeding goals should not to be in opposition to animals' natural behavior, which is of great consideration in organic livestock farming, and it should be directed towards its good health. Criteria at the time of breeding includes race and stock of animal, vitality and resistance to diseases, breeds that can copulate and give birth naturally. Procedures that are not allowed includes embryo transfer techniques, hormonal heat treatment and induced birth. Genetically engineered species or breeds is completely avoided in organic livestock farming. Animal nutrition. It includes animals should be fed a diet appropriate to its species. Example, 60% of roughage in ruminant diet is very important in organic livestock rear. Feed to be grown from the holding, that is, it should be grown in the same farm, at least 50%. In case of inadequate feed at farm, feed can be taken from conventional farm with not more than 10% of feed in ruminants and 15% in non-ruminants. Rest feed can be taken from in conversion source, means that are in process of conversion, 30% from certified organic sources. Prohibited diet for livestock are farm animals byproducts. So these are the items which should not be given to the animals that has been reared in organic livestock farming. Farm animals byproducts should not be given. Slaughter products to same species. Excrements like droppings, dung, etc. Addition of chemical agents, amino acid isolates, urea, synthetic growth promoters, stimulants, appetizers, artificial coloring agents. So these are the products that should be avoided during the rear of organic livestock farming. Veterinary medicine recommendations for the organic livestock includes adapt preventive techniques, use natural medicines and treatments such as Ayurvedic, homeopathy and acupuncture, but these treatments are used only when their effect is proven for the breed and species we are treating. When there is a suffering to the animal, then the veterinary drugs are to be used even if animal loses its organic status. Means if treated with 3 disease cases within a year, then the animal surely loses its organic status. Use of drugs permitted under certain conditions. Similarly, preventive vaccination is not allowed. Vaccines are allowed only in below conditions when there is a presence of epidemic disease that can't be controlled by management practices. When legally required, genetically engineered vaccines are not at all allowed. Next, mutilation. So, mutilation is a process. It is a principle where we have to respect the animals. So, the distinctive characters of the animals have to be respected. Select species that don't require mutilation. Surgical treatments not only used for reasons of safety, mitigations of suffering and the health and welfare. Mutilations are prohibited, but to minimize animal suffering, following mutilations are allowed. Anesthesia used when appropriate, docking of lambs, dehorning, debeaking and mulicing. So, organic markets is of great importance. Traditional practices in India prior to 20th century were organic. During 1960s, there was increase in population and occurrence of natural calamities that took our attention towards the usage of chemical fertilizers. India is having 44,926 certified organic farms, 528,171 hectares are under organic farming, and India's largest organic producers. Appreciable developments has been made in organic crop sector, exporting organic tea, fruits, vegetables, and also livestock sector. So, opportunities for growth of organic livestock in India requires the following conditions such as well suited to changing climatic conditions, resistant to most of the diseases, thrive well on crop residues. Our traditional practices are having close resemblance to organic practices. Indigenous traditional knowledge is available to our farmers. So, livestock integrated farming is more common in our country. There are great opportunities for export of organic livestock products. Demand for organic livestock is growing in developed and developing countries. People are ready to pay higher prices. In 2001, 16% of broiler meat and 40% of beef was imported to UK from developing countries like Brazil and Argentina. Non-food livestock products such as hides, leather, and wool offer hope for organic livestock production in India. So the policy initiatives to be taken for organic livestock farming includes improvisation of organic standards according to agroclimatic conditions, development of regional standards to promote organic production within region, establishment of low-cost certification agency that can be affordable to poor farmers, development of strong domestic market to protect the benefits of producers, research and development is needed to apply modern knowledge, improve performance and start research programs with farmers. Training and extension should be provided to all categories of stakeholders. Government have to make legislation where all stakeholders can pay a fair level ground. National project on organic farming is undergoing these procedures. So a pilot project of Government of India during 10th Fire Plan effect from 1/10/2004 was undertaken. The objectives of this plan includes encourage and promote development of organic culture, encourage use of organic and biological sources of nutrients, define standards for unregulated organic and biological inputs, initiate research on validation of established indigenous practices, initiate studies on biological soil health assessment, technical support to existing certification system. So, organic farming is not only profitable for farmers, but it has benefits for consumers, environment, and to the society. During conversion period, there may be less production, but in long run, it is the only way to be sustainable and to get healthy and poison-free food. The trend of adopting organic livestock food is increasing both in developed and developing countries due to the increased awareness and health consciousness of the people. Organic farming is the best way to make our farmers self-sufficient and saves them from drowning in debts and from attempting suicides. So that's all about this lecture, and thank you. Let us all practice the organic livestock farming.